I'm Nigel Kershaw and I'm Executive Chair of the Big Issue Group, which is the Big Issue magazine, which everybody knows about, and right at the top there, Big Issue Invest, which is a social merchant bank. Why we're here? Well, we're here because of the Kershaw Gooner plaque. This is the clan plaque, which my brother got when the stadium was being built. And really, for me, it's a reminder of where I come from and my dad. And my dad was a serial entrepreneur, but at the same time, he was a socialist. He grew up in the East End fighting fascism, and then went to war to fight fascism. So really, that whole essence of social enterprise, which is the contradiction of a financial return and a social return, in a way, I didn't have to solve that because my dad had done that before. We're going down to the Angel to look at the Tom Paine Memorial Obelisk. There's one quote from Tom Paine, which is not on the obelisk, which I think determines so much of what I do and what we do within the social enterprise movement. A long habit of not thinking a thing wrong gives it a superficial appearance of being right. I try and live that quote, and that's what the Big Issue does. It's what social enterprise does. It's that real contradiction between financial and social. You just live in it. So we're here because it's this is the Tom Paine Memorial Obelisk, and it was erected in 1991 for the 200th anniversary of Tom Paine writing The Rights of Man, and it's beautiful. My country's my word, and my religion is to do good. I think that a lot of people live that life. It was September 1991 it was found, it launched. The left ideologically got into a complete mess, and so we were looking at different ways of doing things, and when I'd read about the Big Issue I thought it was really, really interesting, and so I wrote to John and said I'm really interested in what you're doing and if I can help and so on. So we met in 1992. I ended up working in the Big Issue. 20 whatever years later, there we are. Yeah. I went to America to set up and help set up the Big Issue in America, and started to work with other social businesses and really learnt about social finance. And I came back and started to work with social brokers, which John had set up, which became Big Issue Invest. Clerkenwell Green again. Has a lot of really memories that actually so important. So over there you've got the Marx Memorial Library. So this was the hotbed of radicalism, and it's so appropriate that the first office the Big Issue ever bought is just there, Fleet House. For 23 years I've known John, and been through thick and thin, and immensely proud of having a friend like John.
So Nigel, we're at the Oxo Tower, also known as Coin Street. Can you tell us why you brought us here today?
Well, the most important reason really is my wife. And on the top there's the Harvey Nicks restaurant and the brasserie. There's a public viewing platform, and we got married there. And so it was absolutely amazing to be married in probably the most beautiful London spot overlooking the river in a social enterprise, because Coin Street is a social enterprise. So my real fear is there are people who don't understand about what it's like to fight poverty in the trenches, now determining whether they will invest in people by what they will do. Now, I'm absolutely for looking and measuring at impact. There's no way that you must do that. But I really think that it has to be quite light. It has to be the social enterprises themselves mainly, I think, that really determine how they do that. And my real fear is that there'll be a drive from people coming out of mainstream finance who are used to having really heavy-duty metrics from venture capital or for private equity, who will start to impose what we believe is how we make change.